Okay, today we will discuss about strategic planning. Okay, so first of all, we should know what is a plan, what is the game plan. Okay, so plan is number one, to empower employees, because employees have to execute the strategy. Okay, employees and other stakeholders, number one. Number two is, the plan is, in the plan you should be proactive, not reactive. Okay, so do not respond to events. Okay, your plan should be proactive. If you respond to events, then it is reactive, your reaction upon if there is an event and that event occurs and after that you plan, then this is a problem. You should be proactive. You should have in advance a strategy, a plan. Okay, so in the strategy you do proactive management. Okay, and do not respond to events. It should be proactive. It should be proactive. Okay, number three is your plan should be 100% directional. Okay, so 100% direction is needed in the plan. Okay, and the fourth one you can add, what is the future, what is your vision. So it should include what organization, what is the future. Okay, what is the future, it should be included in the plan. Then you can include your plan should be global, not local. Okay, because now there is a global village and countries are dependent upon each other. So if you are a multinational company, or if you buy some material from other countries, then your plan should be global. If you are working in a city and want to devise a strategy for the province or state, then your plan should be according to that. So global means vast area, right, across the globe. So plan should be global. Why it is important to formulate plan like this? Because this is competitive market. Due to competitive market, your plan should be to empower employees, to empower stakeholders, and it should be proactive. It is 100% directional. Their plan should be futuristic, and it should be global. Okay, so this is plan. Then what is strategic marketing? What is strategic marketing then? You have functions. So in the functions you have cross-functional decisions. You have to make cross-functional decisions to for the success in the competitive market. Okay, competitive market. So what is strategic planning? You have to make decisions for the success in the competitive market. This is strategic planning. This is the goal of the strategic planning, right? Now, what are the barriers in strategic implementation? What are the barriers? We can say to understand the barriers, we should have clear understanding of how to make a strategy. So, how to make a strategy and how to implement it. There is a difference. Okay? Making and implementing. What is the difference? Number one difference is making means forces before action. Okay? Forces before action, and implementing means forces after action. Okay? This is the difference. One difference, and other difference you can add. Make means effective. When you make a strategy, it should be effective. And implementing the strategy, implement means it should be efficiency. Okay? Your implementation should be efficient, and your when you make a strategy, it should be effective. Okay? So you can add making is intellectual process, while implementation is operational process. Okay? Implementation is operational process. You should have clear understanding of these terms. Making, formulating or making the strategy, and the implementing it. These are the differences. And there should be makings require analytical skills, strong analytical skills. So your analysis skills are very important, should be very strong. While in implementation, your leadership should be strong. Your leadership. Okay? So there is a difference, that when you make a strategy, it should be analytic. It is the test of your analytical skills. While you are in implementation, your leadership skills, you have to lead the teams, maybe across the globe. Okay? Maybe in 200 countries, your company is working, multinational, right? So, another difference we can add another difference. Another difference we can add, making means strong coordination, because there are few people, and implementation implementation means weak coordination. Weak coordination because there are too many people. Okay, so you can make many other differences, but these are 5 important differences when you make a strategy and implementing that strategy, right? Now, so we have making means forces before action, implementing means forces after action. And making means your strategy should be effective during the make process, and during the implementation it should be efficient. Making is intellectual process while implementation is operational. And in making, your analytical skills should be strong, while in implementation your leadership should be strong. And in making there is strong coordination because there are less people, and in implementation there are too many people, so it is difficult. Okay, so what are functions? For example, functional organization, what are? For example, IT is a function, marketing is a function, finance is a function, your HR is a function. Okay, so these are functions, right? Now, when we have clear understanding of barriers, okay, and we know the plan, okay, what should be our plan? We should have now vision and mission statement. What is vision basically? Vision is basically an some optimization. Okay? Some optimization means your optimization of future. So vision is your future, and mission is your present. Okay, so vision is maybe 2 or 3 sentences, and mission explanation of your products, your services, what you are doing. Okay, optimization of the future by the use of trends, very important, trends of present. This is vision, right? Trends of today or trends of present. Then there is, in competitive market, profit is important, right? So there is less chance of error in competitive market. Okay, because profit margin is less, margin of the profit has been reduced. Okay, so very little chance of error, right? Then we have there is also a term motivation. You have to motivate your employees, your stakeholders, because they have to implement your strategy, your new strategy. They have to implement, right? And we should have clear vision, mission and profit statements. Okay, so we should have vision statement, we should have mission statement, we should have profit statements, and vision and mission should be customer oriented. Okay, it should be customer oriented. So customer is the king. Okay, and now we come to the development of statements, vision and mission statements. How to develop? You can use discussion groups, online or offline, and you can hire an expert. You can hire an expert or consultant. Hire a consultant to make vision and mission statements for you. Okay? And you should have a video explaining statements to employees. Okay, explaining, because employees have to implement the strategy. So you should have a video explaining the statements to the employees and the stakeholders. Okay, so now we see what consultant does. Okay, discussion group, it is easy, video is easy. Okay, what consultant, what is the part of? So we have parts or components of statements. What are the components? First and the foremost is customer oriented. Second is your strategy should be employee oriented, employees. Then product oriented, and markets. You should check the markets. You should research for the markets. And technology. Technology means there is rapid change in technology, and it is very cost effective. You must have clear understanding of what technological barriers, or what are the advantages and disadvantages you have, what are the advantages you have in the technology field. Okay, then profit, very important, we can add profit. Then growth, and the last thing we can add is public image. Okay, so these are the components. A consultant does work on these components in the vision and mission statements. Okay, so now we have understanding of vision and mission statements. What are the key external and internal forces? Okay, now we should see key external and internal forces. What are the key external and internal forces? We should have a framework. We should have a proper framework to manage the external forces. What are external forces? External forces are your culture, the most important. Culture, demographics, because different countries, maybe state to state, culture is different, maybe demographics is different, and your technology differences, legality, and there is economy. Economy means some poor countries. Okay, and maybe there are rich countries, okay, strong economies, and society, very important, society, and you can add others, but these are important external factors you should consider in formulating your strategy. Okay, we should have proper expert system. If we can afford expert system, AI system in place, okay, which should do all the things for us to to cater the challenges of trends and events. Okay, the system should, this expert system should plan, should organize, it should staff, and it should control. Your expert system should control, and motivate. Okay, so plan, organize, staff, control, these are management methods. So your system should have ability to plan, organize, staff and control. Staff means your skills, organization means you have to, everything is an organ, you have to consider it as an organ, just like a body. Organization is like a body, so different organs. Okay, and control means there should be proper controls. Everywhere there should be proper engineering or IT controls. Okay, if you are using software, if you are using hardware, proper controls, hardware control. And then motivate the people, motivate the employee, motivate the stakeholders. Okay, your plan should be efficient. Then you should answer, basically you should answer, for the expert system you should answer key questions. First question is, our goals should be measurable. Our goals should be measurable. Okay, whether our goals are measurable or not. Okay, first question. Second question is, what is delegation? What is authority delegation? Authority delegation. Third thing is, what is hierarchy? What are hierarchical levels? Okay, what are hierarchical levels? So we should know, we should have proper understanding of hierarchical levels. Okay, then what is the structure of organization? Structure, we should answer, expert system should answer structure of organization. Structure means, if you have a new strategy and you want to you have some problem in the strategy, then you should have you have to change your structure. Okay, structure is maybe in the SBU level, some business unit level, or divisional level, or maybe in the functional level. So structure may be changed due to the improper use of a strategy. Okay, so do we have proper job descriptions for the staffing? Proper job descriptions. Proper job descriptions. And we can also add, what is the reward system? Reward system. Okay, reward system for the employees, there must be a reward system. And or what are the control methods? Control methods. What are the control methods? So there should be a reward system, and there are there should be some control method. So your expert system must plan, organize, staff, control and motivate by answering our goals should be measurable. What is the authority delegation? What are the levels? What is the hierarchy? What is the structure in place? And what should be the job descriptions? And when you hire employees, what is the reward system? And what are the controls you should add, you should do during the process? Okay, so this is formulation of the strategy. Now we have we can add more things, but these 7 points are very, very important, right? Now we have financial ratios. Okay, we should have clear understanding of financial ratios. What are financial ratios? We should be able to calculate and measure financial ratios. For example, we have liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio. What is liquidity? Liquidity is short-term objectives. Short-term objectives should be measurable. And you can add activity level. Activity ratio. Activity ratio means debt measurement. Debt measurement. Okay? And activity level is resource management, basically. Resource management. Because resources are used to activate something, to do some activity. Resources are used, okay? So activity ratio, it should be measurable. This is most important. How to use your resources. This ratio must be calculated and measured. And then you have leverage. Leverage means debt. Debt calculation and measurement. Debt measurement, okay? And we have in the activity, what are the resources basically? Resources are, we have inventory, we have assets, we have accounts, we have averages. These should be measurable, okay? And then we can add profit. Yes, profit. So we have return on investment, ROI, we have gross profit, we have net profit, we have earning per share in the market, and we have price earning. These are profit oriented ratios. These must be calculated and measured. Okay, now we have we can add number 5 is growth. What is the economic position? Growth means what is economic position of the company. Okay, you can add, for example, sales. You can check net income. You can check dividends, and basically these 5, and basically we should, for the ratios, we should our expert system or our system should answer questions like what is change? What is change in ratios? okay, to get the trend. And how to compare ratios with industry, not only with industry, with the competitors, also with the competitors, okay. We have this. Then we have, basically expert system needs data, proper data, and it is difficult to provide all the data due to legal barriers, due to maybe some country level barriers, maybe some cultural differences. So everything should not be provided in a multinational environment. But expert system needs proper data to calculate and measure the ratios. This should be in your mind, right? Now we can add more. Okay, now we should have now we have understanding of ratios. So what are the costs? Importance of cost. There is fixed cost, there is variable cost. So cost is the most important thing. We can add different things like for the competitive advantage we have costs, right? We can add like categories. Administrative costs. What are administrative costs? Cost on administration, okay. Cost on, we can have this should be management costs, okay. And we have administration costs, we have HR costs, we have rewards, benefits to employees, this is cost. We have labor relation cost, and we can add financial cost, we have legal costs, okay. These are management costs, okay. We have legal costs. Now we can add, for example, every company has customer support. This is very, very important. Your strategy should be customer oriented. So we have phone, we have internet, we have postage costs, we have terms and conditions cost, or warranties cost. There are different warranties, okay. And now we can add marketing, sales and marketing costs. What are sales and marketing costs? For example, you have online website, then website management, then we have internet related with it, we have promotion costs, we have ads, very important, ads cost, then transportation cost. We should include food cost, we can have lodging cost, we have sales agents, okay, that is the cost. And if we have some company, some other financial cost, financial is included everywhere. So we can have category like we are product. We make a product. Our company is some manufacturing industry, right? So we have supplier costs. Supplier costs. What are supplier costs? We have storing the raw material. We have warehouse cost. We have raw material cost. We have drivers cost, for example truck drivers, but drivers are you can say that if you are multinational company, then there is air charges or ship charges, right? So that and when raw material reaches in your country, then the trucks start. So there is drivers cost included. So transportation overall cost. Then we can add energy because we are making product, energy cost, fuel cost. We have inspection, we have to inspect the material from the supplier, right? Inspection cost. So when we suppliers sends, okay, now we have production. What are production costs? Production cost is R&D cost, research and development cost. We have computer cost. We have accounts cost. We have plants for the product, right, and machinery. And we have inventory cost. We have receiving cost, when we receive, right? And after the production we distribute. So distribution cost, there are distribution costs, right? Distribute, which use trucks, so trucking cost. And we have loading cost. We have shipping cost. Then we have internet cost. Okay, we have railroads cost. We have fuel cost. Then maintenance cost. So these are the costs in a company you should take care of, okay, before making a strategy. Okay, these costs are to measure strengths and weaknesses. This is to provide capacity use. Okay, why these costs? For the capacity analysis, better use of sales force, to reduce managerial cost, to gain access to suppliers, customers and other stakeholders. Okay, we gain access. And to gain new technology, to reduce tax obligations. So these costs are very, very important, right? You should consider the costs. Then there are kinds of strategies, like we have cost leadership. Cost leadership has two categories: low cost and best value. Low cost and best value. We have focus strategies. Focus strategy, it is also low cost and best value. We can choose, right? And we have differentiation cost, and there are others. So now we know the kinds of strategies, how to achieve a strategy. Okay, how to achieve a strategy? You can achieve by joint ventures, by mergers. You can achieve it by outsourcing. outsourcing, business process outsourcing, BPO. This is called BPO, right? Then we have example. IBM had $400 million 10-year contract to handle human resources of P&G, Procter and Gamble. Okay, firms in Europe and America, they use outsourcing. They use Asian countries like India, Pakistan, Taiwan to outsource all the other all their work, all their functional work to these countries. Research and development they do themselves. Okay, so we have, why we outsource? Because of effectiveness and efficiency. Okay, to improve the efficiency, to be effective. Okay, now we have this. Then we have analysis techniques and strategy. Okay, how to analyze? There are many methods to analyze. Like we have EFE matrix, we have CPM method, we have SWOT, strengths weaknesses method, we have space matrix, we have BCG method, we have IE matrix, we have QSPM and others. How to use this? How to use these methods? Basically, there are three stages. You formulate three stages. Number one is input stage. You get the input stage. Number two is you matching stage. Okay, matching the inputs with the criteria. Okay, and third is make a decision making, decision stage. Okay, so this is how you use this. Why we use these methods? Why we use these methods? These above methods? To have proper direction. Okay, how to improve the future using present, and we should have to improve quality of decisions. Quality of decisions should be improved. And note, very, very important, there should not be any mistake, because it is competitive market. If maybe there is some little error, okay, and it can sabotage your strategy. Okay, so there are pressures from higher management, from your cultural pressures, political pressures, and these pressures are positive trends for an organization, not negative, right? Positive trends. Now we have this. Now, what is the difference between strategy and structure? So, what is the effect of structure? When you make a strategy and there is a problem in the strategy, you have to change your structure. What is the structure? Structure, there are forms of structure, like you may have functional structure, you have divisional structure, you have SBU, strategic business unit structure. You have to change it if there is problem with the new strategy implementation. Okay, and formulation of strategy or making a strategy does not mean success. Remember, because again, if there is mistake from a single person, then it can ruin all your effort. Okay, this is very, very important. Then there is strategy evaluation. Strategy evaluation means after making and implementing, we evaluate the process. So we see the difference between internal and external factors. Internal and external factors. External factors. Okay? And is there any progress towards the objectives? Strategy evaluation means, are we getting the results? This is evaluation. Then we have different methods basically. We have ROI method in the evaluation. We have ROE, return on equity. Okay. We have profit margin. We have debt. We have growth. You can add growth. And we have assets. Assets mechanism to evaluate the strategy. So this strategic management is case study oriented. So we will have proper videos. Every topic will be discussed in detail. Okay, every 14 topics will be discussed. Return on investment, ROE, profit, debt, growth, assets, what is the evaluation method. So everything will be, we will make videos with the case studies to understand. And there is a final report to get the certificate, and also to get the certificate you have 100 questions, all multiple choice, and you have to solve all 100 to get free certificate. Okay. Visit our YouTube channel and subscribe to it to get the videos about, we have management videos, we have IT videos, we have English and shorthand videos. Okay, so write tutors 3 on YouTube search box, and you should see all the videos. Okay, and subscribe it. So this is some kind of introduction in the strategic planning. So strategic planning and strategic management is same. Planning is more related with business oriented term, and management is more related with some MBA, business administration, some education related. Okay, so we say management when education related, we say planning when it is business related. Okay, so businessmen use planning, strategic planning. Okay, I hope you understand this. After this we will have detailed explanation videos about each step we have discussed here. Okay, thank you very much.